What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to take you guys straight into my offense, the Singleback Bunch X Nasty, and I'm going to show you how to bomb every single coverage shell in the game. Now, before we get into today's video, if you guys could do me a quick solid, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys like the video and drop a comment below to let me know what you guys think of the channel. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content here at the tail end of Madden 23. I'm kind of unloading the chamber, if you will. Now, today's video does kind of piggyback just a little bit on a video that we did the other day on the best quarterback release in Madden. And we talked about the generic 2 release on Will Levis. If you guys have not checked that video out, please make sure you guys go do so. This is a huge meta shift in terms of the best release in the game. You guys will want to make sure that you guys are taking a look at that because it is very, very important. Also, you guys could take a look at Anthony Richardson on this. And the reason for that is that it gets the fall away J animation in this year's game. Now, you guys know that for those of you that have watched that already. Let's go ahead and kind of get into how to beat every single coverage out of the Singleback Bunch X Nasty. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop into practice mode. I'm going to take you into hash marks and play setups. So make sure you guys get out your notebooks. Now, before we do this, I do want to make you guys aware of the fact that we do have a pre-sale available on Gridiron Gameplans.gg. You guys can unlock all of Madden 24's content for 35% off the yearly membership. Normally, if you were to go $9.95 a month, that would cost you $120 a year. You guys can get everything. That's weekly vault updates, weekly lab sessions in our members only Discord, all offensive and defensive game plans, plus updates for a grand total of $75. Go check it out. It's the best deal that I offer in Madden. Now let's go ahead and get straight into the X Nasty, starting off with how to beat cover 3. Now, with the cover 3 shell, we're going to be taking a look at the play known as PA post curl shot. This is a very, very easy one-play touchdown setup that you guys can utilize. We're going to put our bunch to the wide side of the field. Now, with this particular setup, all you really need on this is to streak the right bumper receiver. And if you guys really want to, you guys can motion this tight end across to the left or the right. Typically, this is going to be a play action load up in which we are going to look over the top for the one play score. Now, you obviously are going to sometimes have those little bit of overthrow type animation. So to avoid that, if you guys want to, you guys can go ahead and motion a guy across. As I mentioned, it's kind of up to you based off of where you're drifting in the pocket. This will give you a little bit of an extra protection out there and allow you to kind of get into this throw just a little bit more. You see that you'll be able to throw that up over the top. Now, the thing is with freeform, sometimes in this year's game, you will overthrow like we've done the last 2 reps. If you guys want to, this is a throw that does get open enough that you actually don't need to freeform. You can actually just go ahead and throw a regular bullet pass, and you see that you'll be able to catch that in stride and go in for the one play score. So if you guys do freeform, don't overpass lead it. A lot of players think that it's an overthrow when in all actuality, it's mostly you that is causing this to occur. But again, as you see right here, this is a pretty easy throw. Again, you're just going to throw this up and over the top. You don't have to freeform it, and it's going to get you into the end zone for a touchdown. So this is how we're going to beat the cover 3 shell for an easy one play score right off the top. The next coverage that we're going to break down is the cover 4 drop. Now, this is a coverage that a lot of players will do as kind of a bend but don't break style defense. You'll see some players call this out of 3-4 odd because it's got better run defense. You'll see some players do this out of dollars and mix in a complement to DB fire as a zone blitz. With this particular coverage, a lot of players do struggle to beat this deep because the pass rush is a little bit better. Now, the thing with this particular coverage is that we're going to be able to beat it with the play known as PA X out cross. With this particular play, we're going to call this with our bunch to the short side of the field, and you're traditionally going to run up against this in a 3-4 odd, or as I mentioned, a cover 4 out of maybe like a dollar type formation. Now, with this particular play, what we're going to do is we are going to streak the tight end, and the play action is up to you. This is really all you need to beat this coverage outside of just a little bit of time in the pocket. And again, what you're going to see here is that that right bumper gets wide open over the top. Now, right there, we kind of exposed ourselves in the flat, got a little bit of a shed. But the truth is here with this play, you can go ahead and just kind of snap the ball right here. You're going to see this right bumper. he gets up, and you could just go ahead and freeform this all the way over the top for the one play score. Again, the thing that you have to remember with this play is that cover 4 drop is not a pass rushing play. A lot of players will have to blitz a little bit, blitz a 4th player out of this. And if they rush 3, it just doesn't shed. Again, you're going to see here that this becomes a very easy throw over the top, and we're going to be able to rack this into the end zone for a one play score. So there you guys have it, the PAX out cross as it pertains beating the cover 4 drop. Pretty simple stuff. Now, our next beater is going to be your cover 4 match, and this is also going to include your cover 6 and cover 9 variants. Unlike the cover 4 drop, this is going to be something that you guys are going to have to pay attention. Maybe if you guys play all pro, it'll say cover 4 quarters. But in general, when you face this type of defense, your opponent is going to have match on with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn match on, and we'll call kind of big nickel over G cover 4 quarters. This particular play also beats palms because the fact is that we are in a bunch set and both palms and quarters play what is called a box check. Again, if this confuses you in terms of the differences in match coverage rules, I, in Gridiron Gameplans in general, is one of the forefront leaders in match coverage rules. So make sure you guys check out our match coverage game plan, which you guys can also get included with your Gridiron membership for the Madden 24 presale. It unlocks everything in Madden 23, so you might poke around that game plan. But this is the route combo that we are going to use for quarters. And just by simply streaking the B receiver, you're going to see that this calls a weird swap of coverage, which allows us to throw the streak wide open for a one play score. This is a route combination that works best with your bunch to the wide side of the field. However, you could, if you wish, go ahead and put this with your bunch to the short side of the field. Again, the reason that this works is that the tight end wheel, for some reason, makes the outside quarter bite down, which allows us to then throw this ball over the top. Now, the difference is that with this particular call, when you go with this to the short side of the field, sometimes that player does swap on. And if that happens, that can make it so you have to really throw that ball inside pass lead. So again, you kind of see right here, you get a better break here. Right there, we got that overthrow associated with the freeform. Again, the consistent thing that you're seeing with a lot of these breakdowns is that if you freeform, it does kind of lead towards some bad pass leads. Whereas if you just do a regular pass lead up, these are all so open, you don't need to freeform it. So don't get into a bad habit of freeforming these touchdowns. They're all pretty easy to throw. You don't really need to freeform them. Again, regular up pass lead does fine. In a situation like this, you might have to freeform it up and in. Otherwise, you do end up getting picked. So again, try to run this with your bunch to the wide side of the field to avoid that DB ever making a play on this. But that is how you beat cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms. The next coverage I'm going to show you guys how to beat is your run-of-the-mill Tampa 2. This is a very, very simple coverage to beat. Almost nobody calls it, so that's why I saved it for last. Most of you probably cared about cover 3, cover 4 match coverage style plays. With the cover 2, the thing that we're really going to pay attention to with this is that you really could exploit a lot of cover 2s just by kind of running fork combos, or in general, what a lot of players will do is they'll run corner routes that kind of fan the safeties out, and then they safety splitting post in the middle. So one thing that you could kind of do here with this is kind of just run something like this. You could just freestyle out of this. And what you'll note with this is that you're going to have this post route that's just going to get open in the middle of the field. And you see that using those corner routes to kind of widen those safeties out towards the sideline opens up the deep middle of the field. You can also, if you want to, use routes that will fan out the safety, like running back wheels. You could go ahead and run kind of like a little drive combo in the middle of the field, kind of freestyle with this. This would achieve the same goal with that safety having to respect the width of Derrick Henry's wheel route, which is going to open up this throw over the top. Again, these are kind of simple manipulations. You don't have to worry too much about how to beat cover 2 with this, as well as any type of streak corner combo is really effective with this. This is just a simple, everyone knows this level tip. But in general, if you just run a streak in a corner, this corner route is always going to get wide open into the sideline. Of course, you'll want to try to avoid KOs and things like that, but pretty easy route combo as well. Not necessarily a one-play touchdown, but very, very effective. So if you guys struggle with like DB Fire, DB Fire being super meta cover 2 base blitz, you guys will have to pick up the slot corners. But these are 2 route combos that you can use very easily to beat a cover 2 base defense. But there you guys have it. How to beat every coverage shell in the game. Obviously, man coverage comes down to route abilities. I've always been a big proponent of abilities beat man, route combos beat zone. if you guys want to beat man coverage, make sure you guys have route abilities. Short and elite, route tech, slotomatic, they're all great. Can help beat man coverage, and that allows you to freestyle against man-to-man. Obviously, with man-to-man, if you guys are facing cover zero, one guy getting loose can end up being a huge play for you. So kind of take that approach for those of you that are worried about man coverage. But as far as beating the coverage shells, there are all the simple ways that you guys can beat zone and match coverages out of my favorite offense, the Singleback Bunch X Nasty. Again, if you guys are looking for a full breakdown of the Singleback Bunch X Nasty, you guys should be taking a look at gridirongameplans.gg. Again, I do have a pre-sale for Madden 24 up right now on the website. You guys can go take a look at that. $75 for all of Madden 24's content. And in the meantime, you guys could spend the next month taking a look at the Madden 23 content that I have dropped all year long on the website. But that is today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab and good luck.